What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Salvage Sectors. Had a few hiccups on the server lately, but hopefully all smooth sailing today for the next few hours. Let's see, last time I streamed, I think I had just gotten to the asteroid. Gotten a little bit of work done since. Small little landing pad area for my guppy and a few other ships. One ship that I quickly threw together yesterday. Need to get some work done on that one. Probably going to be using it today to get some ice, though, because I am just about out. And did get a large cargo on the base itself. I found a armed mining tender. Died a few times trying to acquire it, and then stripped it down. Kept a couple of goodies, like the large cargo, large refinery. So I have 2 refineries now. One of them came from the mining tender, and the other one I think I got from something on the planet. I don't remember what it was called, but I have a couple of basic refineries, full-sized assembler thanks to Tucker. And that's pretty much it in here, other than a bunch of batteries and whatnot, and some lights that are glitching a little bit, but getting there as far as the base goes in production. Oh, and then 2 reactors off of the armed mining tender as well. And I did get some uranium yesterday from sulfate, which I think might be done processing, so a couple hundred. Enough to do us for a little while. And then this is part of why I made it so you can't get platinum at all to mine. I have almost 700, and that's just from encounters and stuff like that, so that is why. Because if you could mine it, then you can just get rich really quick. So that was my thought process behind that. Dug out some stone here. Eventually I might put something in here, but I mostly did it because I needed gravel to make the concrete inside of there. And up here, I started doing a little bit of work. Actually, I can't even get to it from here right now, but
Meteor storm inbound.
Up here, I plan on putting a fairly large greenhouse. Get a bunch of farm crops and stuff growing. Hooligan, I just now saw your chat. How are you doing? Are you in the game right now? You're not. But yeah, up here is going to be a pretty big greenhouse. I think I have some ideas of how I want to build it, but I need ice. I'm going to need ice very soon. We'll probably do that a little bit later. Oh, these meteors are close. Little interior turrets putting in some work. Oh, and then these assault cannons here also came off the armed mining tender. That was a little bit of interesting lag there. But yeah, so up here I put a bunch of the structural platform conveyors. That's going to take quite a bit of steel plate to build. And the plan there is this will be underneath, and then I can put conveyor tubes and stuff on top. That way when it goes to pressurize, it'll have a solid surface underneath. I don't have to have them there, but I think it will be a little bit nice, make it a little bit easier. That's the plan. And I think I might have most everything I need to get these built, for the most part. I'll take a few trips. I will... Gonna say it might be nice to have a welding ship, but it is just 6 of them. So going through the trouble of getting a welding ship for that isn't quite worth it. So once I get these hooked up to conveyors, I'll have access up top, and do want to have a pretty nice staircase up to this greenhouse. But for the time being, it'll probably be pretty basic. There's a weird light glitch going on right there. And I wonder... It might be this spotlight right here. Doesn't need to be on, so I'll turn it off for now. But at least I was having some issues with power for quite some time. That should be all solved now. Having a little bit of uranium. Oh yeah, but this ship here, I made it yesterday and named it Muffed Up, because it looks like it has earmuffs with the side thrusters, so I thought that was kind of funny. And then I used the new bulk hydrogen tanks, and it seems to work pretty well. The connectors on the back are just ejectors for stone, but it worked really well. I was actually really happy with it, so I need to make it look not so ugly. But I was able to fly down to sulfate and back up a few times with a full load, just with the hydrogen that I had on board. And what I'm going to do here, get this hooked up. Somehow with some conveyors. I'm probably going to go with the pipes. They look better. I don't really have a convenient spot to hook it up. So I have these suspended in the air, which I think looks a little bit nice. I have to go through and paint and decorate it later on. Probably going to connect there. Clear this out. Grab some pipes. Probably clear this a little bit more. So eventually it will be nice to have this whole processing area pressurized as well. And I have come across oxygen generators in the past and didn't grab them because I didn't think I was going to need them. I think it would be nice to have them in the long run, just to kind of keep oxygen popped off without having to use ice. So I think I will keep my eye out in the future. We'll go with the T. And that needs to go to here. I can't place. Nope, one more. I'm surprised that didn't blow up. I'm very, very surprised that did not blow up. That one. Oh, this is going to take a lot of welding.
Energy low.
Lots of welding. For the most part, it looks like I can hold a lot of it. And once I get all of this welded up, I can bring one of the cargo terminals up top. Got plenty of them. Might be missing something. What are we missing? Motors. It's always motors. I think any atmospheric thrusters I start coming across on salvage missions, I'll probably start grinding them down because that'll be a good supply of motors. But I can also assemble as many as I want as well. Almost there. So I'm not going to have a video out on Monday. I know that's kind of what I want to shoot for, is a video on Monday, stream on Fridays. So I'm probably going to stream Monday. Probably like a stream Monday, Friday for a little while until I get my plan together as far as the single player series. Plus tomorrow is my wife's birthday, so won't be playing much tomorrow. So that's kind of the plan. I'll probably do another stream on Monday on the server. Okay, so that is connected. So now I might actually change that up. No, that should... yeah, I think I will. Nope, never mind. Sorry, I keep going back and forth, but I keep forgetting that this isn't going to be ground level. I'm going to have a whole layer on top of this one. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put the cargo terminal. And the entrance to get up here is probably going to be around this area, so I think... how many farm plots? Quite a few farm plots, so let's go ahead. Switch to the regular conveyors. You know what I need to do? I just need to make a whole bunch of motors. Not that many. A couple hundred just to get us going. That's not the right one. Let's do that. There, and then the cargo terminal will go right on top of that one. And this is all going to get painted too. I'm not going to leave it the dark gray. Like certain parts I want to keep dark gray, like the landing pad I think will stay dark gray, but up here, this will all get repainted later on. Let's go ahead and put some weld pads, because we have cargo terminals there. One here. And could do a small cargo, but I think the terminal is going to look better. Let's grab this one. Oh, come on. You're close. I don't want to... There we go. Are you still secure? Yes. Your new home is going to be up in the greenhouse. And this can also act as seed storage and seeds and ingredients and whatnot, if I can get goat to cooperate. It's been having issues still with not keeping reactors fueled, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's been like that for a little while. But we have conveyor access up here now. Now I need to figure out how many farm plots I'm going to want. So it is 5 wide. I can use the T junctions for a lot of it. If I went there, a space, here, space, maybe some more on this side. That could work. I might want to put a junction. Okay. Let's try mapping this out a little bit. Put it a junction here, here. Could put those across, but I think I might connect them a little bit further back so that the floor is cohesive, just one of the same and not broken up by conveyors. We'll try that out. I go T, T, T. Actually, that could still be a T. I'm trying to make it so you use as few conveyor junctions as possible. There. And this one's going to be doubled. And do you have the vertical farms that I do want to incorporate? So maybe those can actually go on the outer side, on the walls.
Energy low.
Yeah. There and there. So that'll be pretty good to start. And then we can utilize vertical farm plots later. Ooh, we got everything.
Energy critical.
Yes, yes, I'm gonna go down and recharge in a second. Probably should put one of these refill stations up top, but don't really know where yet. Let's see, 4 rows of 6. So that'll be 24 just with these lower ones by itself, not including vertical ones that I add later on, so it's already more than double what I have on the ship, which is good. And that is going to require a lot of ice. There's those 4 rows. And then in between, I do want to use floor blocks because they're nicer. Lot nicer. Go ahead and copy that while I'm there. Do the passage. That one's gonna look good. Stripes now. Plain or passage ones actually might look okay. This one? Yeah, that one. So that one. That one. That one. Is there one that has just the line by itself? Don't think so. We'll still stick with that, and I think it'll hopefully look decent. That even? 10. Let's do it this way. Actually, I'll just do this. They take the same components anyways. Might be easier. I grab. I think I have. So I have a gravity generator on the lower side of the base. I have one in the ship. I think I have an extra one, which would probably be nice to add. Have them in separate areas. I don't want to have gravity down on that platform down here. I don't think it affects moving blocks around with gravity hands, but it might. Wish I still had my tier 3 welder. I lost it when I was trying to take over the mining tender. I haven't bought a new one. Probably make one, actually.
Energy low.
Well, let's do that. I gotta recharge anyways. I want to see if I can make one. Yeah, I think that'll work out pretty nice. And I'll have the farm plots there along the side. And that's even, right? I have a space there and a space over here. And then it'll have a bunch of glass and stuff sticking out. So that'll look good. I think that'll work out pretty well. Go ahead and recharge, and then I want to see if I can make the better tools. I don't know if I have silver. I do. Okay, so let's see if we can make one of you and one of you. Yeah, I knew you were gonna get sucked up before I could even try grabbing it. Alright, put that up. Those up. Oh, I just saw your thing, Hooligan. Oh, I've got... Yeah, I have... Well, as you can see, I was able to make them, no problem. I was just procrastinating on doing it. Appreciate it, though. Well, that will help out a little bit, I think. I don't think I'm gonna put the farm plots down yet. I don't really need to. But I'm thinking, because that'll be okay. I can change that out for a conveyor if I want. And I'll have to end the floor. Maybe See, that's what I mean by the conveyor kind of being in the way. Can I paint that white? Just doesn't quite line up with these ones. It's fine because then I can... Oh, there is one that's just the line. Floor edge instead of passage. That's fine. But if we go like that... That one needs to be... this one. And this one. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. That, and then the T. Connect. There, and there. That should work, and that's going to give quite a few more farm plots. But these still need to be hooked up. I might change something up a little bit, but let's go grab these guys. This one. Make it changed up because these need to be conveyors. Will then connect with these ones. So this might have to change. Yeah, that will have to change to a T.
Inventory full.
I'll put some of that in there. This needs to be a T. And T. T. They have different textures, which is kind of annoying. We'll go with that, though, so that it matches. And fortunately, that one won't. Try that out. See how this looks. Oh. Oops. I'll take you for now because you need to be connected. So that I can get access. Here. There we go. That's better. Alright, now I gotta get all that welded up, but so that one's fine. That's the conveyor. There, and there. Oh, am I really out of motors again? This takes so many motors. Give me a few hundred. I think I have Should have plenty of nickel, I think. Yeah, we're good on all of that. And while that is going, get some more of this welded. And since that's going to have, whoops. That going through maybe we'll just do that. I think that'll look the best with having that conveyor going through. Yeah, this is going to be a very large farm. I'll be able to provide food for everyone if I wanted to.
Energy
And it would be
low.
nice. I want to leave it in a way where later on I can add auto harvesting if I want, because I haven't done that before, but it looks super cool. And I think if I had it coming out of the wall back here and it somehow swept the whole thing and then retracted back in, that would probably be the best and look really cool. That'll be a task for later. For now, I just need to get this thing enclosed, pressurized, and working. Yeah, I'm putting a refill station up here. Upside down, sure. There we go. Yeah, I've been eating ramen lately. It's kind of been my food of choice that I've been growing. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Let him eat burritos. Well, yes, technically they could buy them in the store since that mod got screwed up. I, at least for my own personal challenge, am still sticking with growing all of my own food. But there's no way to make burritos, unfortunately. Alternative is seared sabroid, which I think is what I will go with later on. That needs to be a T. And then a C. That should work. Actually, I think there's a... No, I think that also would require wolf meat, which we don't have. But there are some recipes with the potatoes that I think I want to try out. And then lots of vodka, of course, because I need it when I'm over in Europa for the radiation benefits. Oh my god, am I seriously? There we go. Thought I was out of motor still. I'm not going to worry about vertical farm plots at all right now, but I'm going to leave it so that there is room to add them later, because that's going to take a whole ton of conveyor action on the walls. This code something, we'll figure it out. Well, I did make a mod that removes food from all the stores, and it was working until I kind of screwed up messing with the mods and everything. And once it triggered putting the food in the stores again, it doesn't work if I put my mod back on it. It only works if the mod's on upon world creation, and as long as it stays on. But since I accidentally took it off, it kind of got a little bit screwed up. But this world, I mean, there's a ridiculous amount of economy stations too, which is, I screwed that up in making the world, so now I know how to fix that in the future. But for now, I just encourage people to focus on growing their own food, and a lot of people are. I've seen some pretty cool looking farms. But in a few months, when the server gets refreshed again, I might just go with the vanilla star system so that people can choose between Earth and Mars where they want to base up. But I might bring the planets a lot closer together since jump drives are harder to come by. I'm not sure. But that way there's the option to get wolf meat. And all of the planets just won't have ores again. There'll be oreless planets everywhere. Okay, so that is going to be a shitload of farm plots. I think we'll just go ahead and place them now. Get it out of the way. I think they're nicer to look at, even if they're not functioning yet. Everything else on my mod, though, for economy tweaks, is working still. I think it's just food, since it generates inside the stores. That one doesn't work. Putting the mod back on, putting it on and off. All the other ones work still, though. There's no... I got rid of... What was it? Platinum and uranium acquisition contracts. Those are all gone. And courier and hauling contracts pay out a lot more than default. So those are still working, which is nice. I always forget that the farm plots are built-in lights. So that's actually a good thing. Put these down ahead of time. Put some light up here. Come on. There you go. Oh, we're having a little bit of a fit, aren't we? A little bit of lag. Yeah, that is going to be a huge farm. Oh my. Oh. No gravity up here.
Meteor storm inbound.
Well, actually, maybe since... Where are those hitting at? Must be on the back side of the asteroid. You just see the flashing. It's funny. Yeah, maybe on the next server, since the build restrictions just
Energy low.
aren't quite hard enough. We'll do like cataclysm meteors and wolves and spiders on every planet or something like that. I do like having spiders on Mars, though. That was a fun little change to add. Mars is fairly easy on its own. I'm surprised Mars doesn't have spiders by default. So Earth has wolves. Alien and Pertin both have spiders. Mars is kind of the only planet that doesn't, other than the moons. I guess Triton doesn't either. There we go. Everything's done. Okay. That's all of these farm plots, and that is a lot. You liked the second one until everyone came to this one. The other one is still up. I'm still keeping that one updated. But no, that one was pretty nice, even though it was all modded planets. It ran really well. Stations were pretty good. I think that one was actually really nice. So I think the next one after this one should be fairly similar, but it'll just be the vanilla planets instead. That way we get the correct encounters. I take it you don't like this one then, Hooligan. Alright, so now as far as... Yeah, playing on the other one now that no one else is on it is like playing solo. How do I want to do this? I think... I don't know how that'll look. Maybe I can change... Oh yeah, on the ends here because of the other designs. It's gonna get covered, but I'm trying to think. I might get rid of these ones. These ones will stay, but I think these I might end up changing all of them out for the edge. No, those ones can stay too. But what we can do... Need the edge one. You're not going to give me what I want, are you? No, there you are. Okay. I go there. Edge. But then finish it this way. Nope, went one too far. There. There. Three sip salads bring home vanished in my ship. Flying rocks. Oh, you talking about the doom voxels, like the little teeny tiny rocks, or actual flying, like ejected stone or something? I didn't hear of anyone losing salvage ships vanishing. I know a couple people had some parts vanish and stuff. Yeah, I mean, this server so far has been a little bit buggy, unfortunately. So I know the next one will be better. But that's a little ways away. Which one am I looking for? Oh, meteor. Oh. Damn, I haven't actually been hit by meteors yet. Even without turrets, they're always close. What am I looking for? Where's the regular... this one? I want you there. Here. And then this is gonna... that one. Forget which one it is. I think it's this one. That should fix that up a little bit. Probably need a large cargo in there to store all the ice you'll need to run. Yeah, so for the time being, all the ice will be inside of the one and only large cargo that I have. I'm going to have to go on some missions and find some more. And this, I'm probably going to go maybe 8 irrigation systems to play it safe, which I think might be a little bit overkill, but it's fine. Okay, so that will look a little bit nicer, I think. Just the right one. No, don't think it is. I think there's a different one. See, that does look like it. Okay, I think it's this one. Slightly different. Gotta get really close to make sure I'm placing the right base.
Energy low.
Yeah, I haven't done a ton of salvage missions on the server just yet. I know there's a bunch of people that have many large cargoes. I'll have to catch up at some point, but I've been trying to... want to focus on building a little bit more. Make my builds actually look a little bit nicer than the very generic ones that I normally do. Well, like the mining ship that I made yesterday, that one I need to actually go through it, rebuild it a little bit, use some light armor blocks, paint, make it actually look decent.
Energy
Okay.
critical.
So that'll work. Yes, I know I need to recharge. That'll give it a little bit more space here on the front. Before the windows and stuff like that. So that'll work nicely. Yeah, I think... I can't remember how many farm plots per irrigation system you need to sustain it. But I think 8 of them should work. And that'll give us expansion later for some vertical farm plots as well. I thought I painted all of these. Doesn't look fantastic. I think it's about as good as it's gonna get. Unless later on I could replace these with floors and put pipes on the ceiling. That actually might look pretty nice. Oh, why didn't I do that? I don't think I'll do it right now. But, so that's centered, for example, here. Instead of connecting it back there in the floor. Could have like pipes coming down out of the ceiling. It's just as example. Really? Is that it? I thought it was depending on what you're going, like fruit, because isn't the irrigation can only supply a certain amount of liters per whatever per minute. I thought it was like 10 farm plots per irrigation system or something. No, 600 liters per minute. Okay. I thought it was 100 liters per minute for some reason. Maybe I'll do 6 of them. Just to have that extra storage and backup. And just, I think it'll look kind of nice having a big area with... I want to have the irrigation systems actually exposed and visible. But, yeah, I should have done something like this, I think. Instead of having it connected back here, then I could have floor blocks. But to have all the conveyor in the ceiling. Which I might change it later. So I feel like that would look kind of neat. Yeah, I think I'll do that in the future. But for now, I'll keep it the way it is. Just don't know how tall of a ceiling I'm going to have and stuff like that. Now, I am going to need to figure out how I'm going to do my windows. I'm going to use light armor blocks for the time being. I think I want to use windows and beam blocks. Slanted windows and beam blocks. 1x1 slope. Is there bigger slopes than 1x1? I don't remember. Three would be lots. Yeah, alright, well maybe I'll go with the 2 then. Clear block mod, what do you mean? I've never heard of a clear block mod. We'll go with the 1x1 slope. Yeah, I think those will work, and then I'll want to put beam blocks in there as well. Like, if put these here for now. I went with those, and then beam blocks. Oh, instead of the windows? I like not using too many, like, block mods. Like, I have concrete, the concrete mod. I try to use vanilla as far as, like, block. I don't know how to say it, like, literally blocks. I don't like having too many modded blocks. But if, let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to do what I want it to do. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Kind of Minecrafty. I probably wouldn't like that. I wish I could use these the way I want to. Actually, okay, so let's do... If I went like that. Can't place it down here. But then I can go with that and that. That will give me air tightness, but the appearance, if I paint it correctly, kind of, not really. Never mind. How can I utilize you the way I want? I don't know if I can because it sticks through too much. Well, I was kind of hoping something like that, where it slopes up. Those are showing through too much. And I have to keep pressurization. So it has to be that block. But further, oh, actually, that's going to break. So like further down here, it doesn't have to be, and I could, you know, do this. Decisions. Unless... fit on where? On the beam? I'm thinking... Where to go? Beam. What if I go... Come on,
Energy
cooperate.
low.
Oh, these if they were two-tone? Yeah. I might be able to... Up there. Junction? Maybe another end. Come on. I did it like that where it kind of attaches on the front of the farm. Like it's kind of holding it. I think that might work as well and do what I want. Yeah, hooligan, kind of like that. I think that would work. But then it kind of like attaches onto the front of the greenhouse, almost like it's suspending it. I could figure something out on the front of that, but I might actually, if I'm doing it that way, I might space this out one more. I feel like that'll be kind of close together. It might not be too bad. Yeah, energy, I know. Sure do drain through energy pretty damn quick in space. Which is why I'd love to get some pressurized spaces. But yeah, that would kind of work. You know what else would also work? And let me... Yep, exactly, Eric. But there's another option as well. And there's probably different blocks to use. For the, I'm actually gonna, I'll space this out one. But I could also, actually I could go like this too, I think. And that wouldn't look terrible. And then there's the other beams, the newer beams, these ones. Blocks and glass finish. The roof, yep, exactly. But there's these ones. Oh, actually these ones won't quite work because they take up that whole 5x5 space, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. That one won't work, but it looks a lot nicer, I feel like. Collectors make a lot of lag. I don't know. Maybe they do. I have no idea. Underneath, yes, actually. So I could use these ones for underneath and stick with these beams for the top. But I think I'm going to space this one out. One more block. Like that. Here. And maybe even sticking out a little bit more. If I do that one, could I do a more gradual flow and then tie it into the roof? Or would I have to stick it out quite a bit more? I don't know how tall I want the roof to be. No, that doesn't look right. What is your malfunction? Oh, you're supposed to be there. That's gonna break it. Like if I went like that, but then I would have to be like one tall. Yep, so I can add the auto harvest a little better. Yeah, if I have it this gradual slope, yeah, I think it will have to go out quite a bit, unfortunately. So I think I'll stick with the regular angled ones. These ones. Which even then, is that going to work? I think so. That might be enough there. And if I put another end here, then can I put these ones on the bottom side? Does that go into the voxel? Ooh, it does. Okay. That could work pretty well. And then obviously it'll look a lot better later when it's painted and stuff like that. But I think that gives it the support that it needs. And then I can still bring a layer of blocks to cover that up. Because this is taking up, yeah, there. That could work. That could work. This could go up and then integrate into the ceiling. True. That is a good point. And I need some more stuff to build some glass. So if I... yeah, put those there. Fortunately, it's not going to let me stack these on top of each other, right? Can I? I don't think I can, because... no, but I need to... these are temporary. They're temporary just so I can... get these windows in. I have to keep an eye on the lip. Keep the lip on the top. It keeps flipping on me. And then probably, yeah, so one more. And then these can... no, that won't quite work either. These will have to go up one more. Oops. Oh, there's that freaking... server was having this lag yesterday too, where you can like, where you're moving really slow. And everyone's ping was like really high. It looks fine right now. But then from here, just so that the beams kind of stay integrated, then I can switch to, not the junction, beam blocks, and these will go all the way into the voxel as well. But right underneath them will be some sort of ceiling block, maybe the 5x5 platforms actually. Because that's what's down here. And it'll save on space. Unless I decide I want to do glass down there. But it needs to line up. There. Nope, gotta go forward one. That doesn't quite line up with... Thought about a glass roof. I think that might be too much. Why can't I place you there? But maybe, I might change my mind. I like the platforms because of their cut in PCU. I will need to put glass on the sides somehow. Yeah, I'm probably only going to have like a couple algae farms total. Because they just generate so much. But maybe I'll switch this out for some sort of glass. But for now... I think I'll just go with the platforms. Which means...
Storm inbound.
I will unfortunately need to do some more voxel clearing. On the inside. Ooh, it's so close. But the boxes are going to stick out a little bit. But that is very close. I think they're on the other side of the asteroid again. Oh, there they are. Have algae farms on the sides would actually probably work perfectly. Because I do want to incorporate some of the vertical farm plots. So that could work. You know, have the half algae farm and the two sides that are sticking out. Let's see. Where's the regular? Just for showing what I mean. I'll put one temporarily. So like if that was there. And the half algae farm has like the window bit there. Then I could put the vertical farm plot on this side. And it'll be all enclosed and whatnot. Just for hits and giggles, there we go. The wall would be, well actually, that could be there. Change that out, the junction for a T, and I think it would fit nicely, kind of have farm plot here and use the window side of the algae farm as like the window, I guess, because I think this is pressurizable. on that face. So that could work if I had a few of those staggered along. That's a good idea. I like that idea. The half oxygen. Oh, the oxygen. Unfortunately, they have build restrictions. And you can't. Or no, maybe they don't. The regular oxygen farm does, but the half oxygen farm does not. Interesting. I think that's a mistake. But really, the oxygen farm doesn't need build restrictions, I don't think. So yeah, instead of algae farms, or do a mix of both algae and oxygen. Great idea. I'm gonna leave that there just so that I remember that for later on, because that would fit pretty nicely, I think. Now I need to do the same, and I'm gonna have a lot of welding.
Energy critical.
Oh, hush! I'll go recharge in a sec. If I can get this oriented correctly. Like so, and so. And then that would have the beam blocks going into the voxels. And I think that will actually work pretty nicely. Yes. I can add some stuff down here. I have conveyor access too. I can put something down here, but I need to recharge 3%. Interior plates. Let's take interior plates. No. They don't take very much steel plate though. Huh. Okay. I'm just gonna grab like an inventory full of steel plate and see how far it gets me. Probably not very far. Do that. You'll definitely need to be painted. I think having the beams like a really dark gray with white accents will look nice. Well, I guess this isn't white. It's like a really, really light gray. Actually rolled it up quite a bit more than I thought I was going to be able to. That's good. Grab some more. Actually got a ton of steel plate. Oh, what's going to suck is welding all the windows. Come on. There's the beams. These are light armor blocks, but I'll leave for now. I'm kind of wondering if the cables would fit well tied into this somehow. Because there's cables now. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, windows are bulletproof glass and girders mostly. Lights, yeah. I don't know what kind of lights I'll use yet. That's great. I don't know how much bulletproof glass I can hold. Can I hold 300? No, because it's pretty heavy, right? Yeah. Let's throw 60 of you out. Grab the girders. This will get us some of the way there. Might actually be easier if I just did this. No, I've already got this. Okay. Yeah, if I had a welding ship, I would be using it for this part for sure. Oh, did I not? Let's see. Okay. That front window section is done. That doesn't look too bad though. At least for the front side. And then I do really like the algae or Lacus oxygen farm and vertical farm plot idea. I think that's going to look really nice on the sides. I'll just have to figure out how to kind of incorporate it and make it cohesive, like it belongs. And then from the outside, that'll work nicely. I am curious, what are the varieties of cable? That's interesting. Well, there's like a long cable run. Offset. There are corners. Wish it was the other way though, where the cables were going in the other direction. I hope they bring out more varieties of cable later on. If there was a corner that was the other way, where the cables were running up and down instead of side to side like that, I think that would be really nice. Dropper lights on this front side here? I guess that could look good. I don't know if I want to have lights on the outside. Or at least there, because I was thinking about putting lights lower, shining on the voxels. Which could be pretty cool. But I do have to cover all of this up also. Would it be, let's see. Would it be too much if I did that one there into like this. Oops. That'd be too much. Might not be, since this is going to be... Bring this out. That'll be covered up. Front landing pad with cargo access, right side airlock and stairs. Like a landing pad up here? That could work. I wonder... Yeah, that's a good point. Although I'd be bringing all of the ice with this big behemoth. But maybe not right in this spot. But it, yeah, I think... Say... That's just so I can place blocks, but two separate landing pads and then have them kind of connected with like walkways and stuff. Maybe not exactly in this spot, maybe over a little bit. But if I had like that and then figure something out like walkways in between here, so then this can go away. We'll get rid of you. But like a walkway in between would be nice. Maybe have... yeah, airlock access on the right side. On the left side, I won't have any access into the farm area because I want to have the... I think the oxygen farm / vertical farm plot situation would be perfect over here. But that will probably work. These won't fit in between perfectly, unfortunately. But I could... These spots where these ships are down here, I think would be better up here. So maybe that's what I could utilize these landing pads up here for, because I do want to... That'll give me more room to store salvage and stuff down here. Maybe not quite low, like... No, I think I do like it on the kind of lower side. But if I brought it... Oops. Brought it in one more than the way that one is. So if it were... You're not gonna let me... Right there. Yeah, and that's where it sucks too, because I did, you know, it's even number on the inside, unfortunately, but that's okay. I could actually make a smaller, oh, no, never mind. I'm gonna say I could make a smaller landing pad, but it's an even number. But if I did, say, here, that gives a pretty good height from here. These would change out to regular blocks, and I can park my mining ship and stuff up here. So I don't have ice nearby. Ice is... or at least that I know of. the closest ice is... Where the hell is it? Down there, Europa.
Energy low.
Oh, there's a solar barge right there. But it's not an unknown. But yeah, the closest ice that I know of is down on Europa, so either way I would have to take Distressy Bessie down there. Yeah, take that off. And bring it in one block. And then I can connect them together with some catwalks and rails and stuff. There's the new rails and everything, and there's the new stairs, which is very nice. I think there's new rails, right? Yeah, the solid rails. And then the new stairs, so I can incorporate the... Wait, what? There's a triangle catwalk now? That hasn't always been there, has it? It says it's part of Decorative Pack 2. But I don't remember seeing a triangle one before. Those were not there before. There's no freaking way. I do not remember those being there before, but it's not part of Decorative Pack 2. That must have come with the newest one. But for some reason it says Decorative Pack 2. Yeah, this thing is going to be very large. I'm still quite a ways away from even being able to pressurize it. Maybe. So these floors are gonna have to change. I think having the vertical
Energy
farm
critical.
in one more block is gonna make this too tight of a passageway. Oh, jeez. No gravity. So, can I take all this out? I don't think I can. No. Then the glass isn't supported. Let me... Hey Michael, how's it going? Added in the last update? I thought so, but it was saying... It threw me off because it's saying that it's part of the Decorative Pack 2. Well, okay, so I guess, you know, catwalks in general were added, but they added these two. That's cool. I like those. I'm gonna have to try to utilize those ones. Why? You telling me that the windows aren't supported by a 45? Oh, that is silly. Okay, I'll have to be careful with that so I don't lose the windows. So I might have to actually bring the windows out one more. Anyways. Actually, that might be a good spot to... support the windows. What if I did something like that? Sticks out quite a bit more than the windows do, but it might work out. Kind of, but not really, because it needs to be here is the optimal spot. We will bring the windows out. One more. Oh, radiation. You pain in the ass, radiation. Okay, so I can kind of work from here. As long as I stay out of the sun, I'm good. So, I want to bring these. Those are going to be brought out a little bit. Edge. And just that one. And that will be edge. There. There. Regular floor. That should work a little bit better. Oh, yeah. So it'll have a little bit of time to generate some oxygen from this side. It kind of goes wee like that, which is why I didn't make a solar tracking tower. I just slapped these on the front because it gets sunlight for enough time to make a good difference. That. Then I did like the thought of having like the light armor kind of sticking out like a rib on the end, so that will work. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, and you know what? It's an even number, so they'll fit in between the beams perfectly. And on the outsides. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then that'll provide me, when the base is just kind of on standby, that should provide enough power. No problem. It's a good idea there. Alright, radiation's down a little bit, so let's go back to what I was thinking here, because we're going to want to keep that secure. And I can actually bring it in a little bit this time so it's not sticking out as much. No, I do want it to stick out. One more. I think looks okay as well. Here. And then this. Maybe? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. And then it's on the side is where figure out the oxygen farm, algae farm situation so that it looks decent. But I did say I wanted to do it. T's not going to work, right? No, a T-junction will work. So if I want the first... This whole lower side's going to have to be conveyor. Or down here. Down here might work a little bit better. So if we go... E-junction. Oh, come on. Straight, and then the T on the top. That doesn't really work that well because got the X. It might still be pressurizable if I went with the T pipe. Like that. But it might look a little bit weird with that one. So this needs to be... changed out. For a conveyor. Server restart in 10 minutes. That is fine. Oops. It can go away. Actually, I might move that over one. No, that might be okay. That might be okay. That would go there. And that would have one of those again. I could probably squeeze one more. maybe 2 more. No, that one would be blocked off. So it'd be 3 sets.
Meteor storm
Up 1.
inbound.
I was thinking about, well, actually, maybe what if I... Let's see, what if I doubled it up? My issue right now is this, but I think I can take that. No, that doesn't quite work because I think if I stack one on top of the other, I can still do that though. And I can use a half block on the outside to seal this off, or a plate or something like that. It wouldn't look terrible if I had a plate right there. But I would have to change that out. If I go double stack. Oh, can you remove you? Okay. And there's a cross piece of the pipe. Very convenient. And then I can do a T. There. And then as far as the vertical farm plots go, could do an upside down one. You know, growing plants upside down in 0 gravity makes sense. So if I went like that, which I think Jai did that on his farm, and I liked the way it looked. That works. Gives good access to both of them. And then you have the doubled up oxygen farms. I think that'll work out pretty well. You think so? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way too. See, I like the way the sloped armor block is like that, but it doesn't hold the window. Actually, it might. I think it will this way, actually. It was the other way around where it wasn't connecting. Right? I can take all these out? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. This needs to move over 1. You will become the conveyor. That will go there. Trying to get you before the restart. That there. You're going to take up quite a bit of inventory space. See if I can free some of it up. Uh-oh, I just broke everything. There. Oh, these are directional. Right? Okay, so I want the little triangle on the bottom. Just like that. Okay, that'll work. And then... gotta seal that off somehow. But... I have an idea. I... like that. Window? I don't like using the windows though because it'll still see it. You'll see the thing. Is there a angled window that'll work? One by one face. Flat panel. Oh, hey, J-Hi. Or go with that one. Where's the damn...
Energy low.
Yeah. Base. Oh, side, not base. Side. Regular side. I don't know if that's going to pressurize, though. Something tells me it won't, if I remember correctly. Almost restart time. Trying to get this... Okay, so this looks good, but I don't think that will pressurize. I think it'll leak in that crack. Unfortunately. Ah, crap. I guess I can't make it inside before the restart. That's fine. Should be fine. It's going to save right here anyways. So I'll try that for the windows, but I don't think it's going to pressurize, unfortunately. But it does look good. Okay, there it goes. Took a second for it to restart. It worried me a little bit. I thought it wasn't going to restart. Yeah, I'll probably have to do something like that. Unfortunately, but I think it'll be okay. If it looks like shit, then I can always add the half blocks the way I was initially going to. But I think having the oxygen farms doubled up like that will probably be the best bet. Come on. You're almost there. I need to put some solar panels on top. New slotted window viewport works too. I need to look at that. Slotted viewport. I'm gonna need to put I'm gonna put solar panels on top of the roof now. That way I don't forget later on. A couple of them. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to raise them to the same height as the beam blocks. Otherwise the beam blocks will block a little bit of the sun. Come on and load. There you go. There you go. We're alive. Just fine. Right where we left off. Okay. Slotted viewport. Which slotted viewport? I don't see a slotted one. Or one that'll work in that spot. Oh, you mean instead of... like in this area? How would that work, though? Where's... I have these angles. But that wouldn't work for what I want it to do. I don't have a complete 45. Yeah, but then they'll stick out too much. Like, I wish they had an angle, like this angle. Oh, you mean in place of? Hold on. Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah, okay. Fucking radiation. wait a minute. That could work. What if I put those ones and then I can... I mean, I know they're not complete, but that's fine. Then I could just put like a cap or something there. Then I could do that with the regular one and then another one. Yeah, I can close that off, I think. I'll mess with that a little bit more later. I want to get these fixed. I don't want to detour too much. I need to complete a task, one task at a time. With the edge... Nope, wrong key. There we go. I think I'll join that in a little bit later. One of these welded. Now go to there. Yeah, those will seal a little bit easier. For sure. And I can tweak it around a little bit and make it look a little bit nicer later. I think I can get the oxygen farm, vertical farm plots situated. That'll get us a little bit closer to pressurizing. Okay, that'll work. Same deal here. Cross. Skip 2, go to there. I think 3 is still plenty. I got the conveyors below all hooked up toward the end. I'm not going to finish this, obviously, today. It's going to take a little while. That's kind of... No, that's fine. I don't like how I dug out a little bit too much. But I can make that sink into the voxels a little bit later. T. Yeah, the oxygen farms aren't going to get a ton of sun, and I might actually put them a little bit on the other side as well. Depending on how the airlock situation will work over there.
Energy
Those can go
low.
there. Strong enough. Tempting. Tempting, but I think I'll ignore it. There we go. That looks good. Beautiful.
Energy critical.
Yeah, I know. There you go. Recharge. You can stop yelling at me now. No, these, yeah, they're not going to be the main source. Far from it. It's mostly, I think, going to be for looks, really. Ice is the main source. Will be the main source, especially with such a large space to keep pressurized. Shouldn't be too bad, though. As long as I don't vent it into the atmosphere too many times, it'll be fine. Then we can get these put back on. Oh, yeah. That's a pretty damn good spot. And I think I have 2 air vents right now, the fan type ones too. I think I might have a regular air vent as well, but the fan ones are going to be, oops, the go-to for this space. That can go there. That means, oops, take that out. I have 2 of them though, so I can do, I'll do one on this one and one on the far one. But that, yeah, that would fit perfectly with the cross one. Go back on there. Very good idea. I like that. Okay, so put them on now. It does. It looks weird. Yeah. Oops. But it works because there's no gravity. You can grow your plants upside down. It looks weird, but it also looks good at the same time, I think. It's the way of the future, Hooligan. Growing your plants upside down. Weld pads. Get those vents put on now. Since I can't build them. Yeah, I am too. I just can't think of a better use for it at the moment. Like, it looks good, but it also looks wrong. Like, it shouldn't happen at the same time. I think I have, yeah, 2 of the fan ones. Let's get these actually out of the way. That frees up some space. Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I think the fan ones are perfect. for this use. Enter on. Whoops. Come on, cooperate. Stay. Don't bump into my other one. Stay still. Still weird. It's weird, but it's the way of the future. Oops, wrong key. Okay. Grab this one first. And that brings up the vertical farm plots won't be auto-harvested. That's fine. I feel like they'll sit a lot of the time, or I can just put certain crops only on them here and there. Okay, one vent. Oh, don't fly into me. Ooh. Oh, I thought that strong unknown was on the planet, but it's not. Tilt you a little. There we go. And let's go ahead and paint those while they're here. Collector sideways, we'll grab them too. Oh, really? Okay. So I can set something up for them later, especially if, like on over here, if I wanted to add even more of the vertical ones, I could to make it even with there. I think this looks good though. I like having the greenery of the oxygen farms right there, and then the vents, oops, are perfect. Ooh, I don't know if that'll work. Can I connect those with cables? I don't think so, because these are like half block. No, I won't use cables yet. Eventually I'll be able to use cables. But I don't want to use just regular old steel blocks up here. The look of... Actually... that might work. That will work right there. Put some half algae behind the vent. Yeah. There is going to be space for it. I like the way this looks with that graded vent facing and then the pipes facing down. I think that'll work well. I'm going to have to clear some of those voxels out, but I think that'll work pretty good here. Did I really not have enough? Okay. You. I'm going to take a crap load of large steel tubes. I don't know if I want to... I might put like one algae farm because I don't use algae very often.
Energy low.
Unless I set up an event controller to shut them off when I have a certain quantity, which is also possible. I think I'll put oxygen farm, and then if I want to change them to algae later, I can. I really don't use very much algae anymore. I think I have a few hundred sitting. They use it for making the ramen. But kelp crisps are way behind me. works pretty well. Yeah. Hmm. Put a light in the centers or each space. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think that works pretty well. I do have 2 slots, so I could... Yeah, we'll do 2 half algae farms.
Energy critical.
Oh, my energy is just all sorts of not happy today. Put 1 there, 1 here. That will supply me enough, and then I can set algae up to go into a specific small cargo, maybe? Did I not grab? What did I not grab the stuff? I'm out of bulletproof glass. Okay. I had a feeling I was going to run out of that at some point. Do I have 2,000 silicon? Yeah, oh yeah. We're good on silicon. Yeah, I did it before, a little bit smaller on the Surviving Per Tem playthrough with algae farms, but I think it was only 1 in my very, very small greenhouse. This greenhouse is considerably larger. Considerably larger.
No energy.
Oh, yeah. See, and that was going to happen at some point. But I like it. It looks nice because the light from the sun will shine through it. Are you done? Yeah, you're welded. And this one. I'll mess with that a little bit more later. I don't think it'll be too bad to cover up. I can cover with half blocks. Or, yeah. Figure something out, but for now that looks pretty good. Oh. For the top, I keep forgetting. I'm gonna put some of these solar panels up there though. But if I put these here, I think the beams will block some of it, some of the light. But I think that's fine because I'm not relying on solar as like the primary power source right now, or anymore for that matter. So if I just put there, maybe not 1. Yeah, I can move, or, clear some of the boxes out. Go ahead and do that now. Get that out of the way. And I might paint them blue, or like a dark blue or something, so that they actually look like solar panels. it's generating a little bit. It has one dot. I wonder if the voxel's not gonna affect it. It looks useful. That's what matters. And that's going to give me space, because I wanted to ultimately, above here, have another kind of like living space that jets out a little bit out of the voxels with some nice looking windows. They are double-sided, so you can, like, kind of, so you could rotate them so that they're sitting on top of the beam instead. They're like a half block. That way, if you do rotate it, it works either way. But I don't want them to be flush with the beam blocks, because then beam blocks aren't going to look like they're... It won't look right. Yeah, solar panels on the roof, I think, is a good idea. To incorporate the solar panels in places where they'll fit into the build, I think, is a good idea. I do still need to weld up these platforms. See how it looks after the platforms are welded up. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, that would be kind of cool if they were set up on hinges and they can, like, angle up, kind of like on a real roof where the solar panels are angled. That could look pretty cool. I think for now they'll be okay. I'm not too worried about them, because if the base is just chilling, not refining a bunch of stuff, then they're generating plenty. Keep everything charged up. One nice thing about the server is that it's always running. Alright, let's get you, and you. Weld it up just to see how we're looking. And might have to squeeze the mining ship in here. Clean up some of these voxels a little bit, because I do still need to come back probably quite a bit more. 2 or 3 more platforms back. Oh, yeah. As tempting as it is, there's a mobile utility platform right there. And but it is the faction that I am friends with. But those are really good, because they have the full-size assembler on them. I think they have a reactor, too. It's almost tempting to pirate it. You can always earn your reputation back up later. Use the pistons to drill it out later. Yeah. I mean, I can squeeze the mining ship in here pretty easily. Ooh, I think the assembler is the only thing on the mobile utility platform that's... Or platform, I guess. There's no T. That's super usable, but I do have an assembler already. That is, like, right above J-High, though. Full-size assembler. if you want to take it. Alright, I need to get this. If I had like a refinery on it, I'd probably take it and take the hit for the reputation. But I don't think they have a refinery. And it's an ion ship too. Yeah, this is gonna work out really well. I'm gonna have so much freaking food. I do like the armor kind of sticking out, kind of like the beam. Kind of like the beam, but different. No, actually, so here, let's do away with this. Because I moved them back a little bit. We can just do that. That's fine. That'll work just fine. Iger, hello, hello. Big day tomorrow. Server comes out tomorrow. It's also my wife's birthday tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be in the stream much, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing what you do. Is that not moving anymore? Or is it just going really, really slow? Going really, really slow. Okay. So definitely need some painting later. Oh, I just... Whoops. Whoops, whoops. I'm excused. Honey of AC3, hello, welcome, everyone. I'm doing good. Doing good, getting some progress done on this farm. Yeah, I think nothing crazy tomorrow. Going out to eat. So that'll be nice, but yeah. I will definitely be watching your stream afterwards if I am not able to see any of it. Do I want to stick with these ones? Maybe. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get to making actual videos again at some point, but for now I'm going to be sticking with streaming for at least a little while. I go back to work next week full time, so that's going to take up quite a bit of time, and then I'll have to get used to the schedule and then make a schedule. It's going to be fun. Lots of fun. So for now it's going to be every Monday and Friday streaming. Then the server's taking a lot of time. A lot of my time as well. I don't remember the last time I played on single player. It's been a while. Probably do something on the side so it's not as plain later. I think that is coming out. Not terrible. Wife's birthday tomorrow, cool. My anniversary today, 35 years. That is a long time. Congratulations and happy anniversary. I hope to get to that number sometime. January will be 12 years for me. Oh, don't flip on me. Go with that, and then I think I was changing it down here too, right? Next. Oh, what are you holding? You should be connected. Why are you still red? Now you're not. Okay, it just took a minute.
Energy low.
I just freaking... That's fine. Take that out. That way it's not too blocky. We'll just angle this. Paint and touch-ups all later. Now I just want to get the shape in. Huh. The mobile utility platform is gone. Must have despawned. $27 years, very nice. Not many people, especially these days, can say that.
Energy critical.
Yes, energy, I know, I know. Yeah, slap some catwalks up here. Maybe that's where the walkway can be that connects these little landing pads when they're built. Oh, below? Yeah, I think it would look better going underneath the beams, you're right. I can take all of these out, right? Without you... Oh, shit. I might have just completely... No, those should be attached. Why were you red? It should still be attached to the grid just fine.
No
Oh, I
energy.
did it again. I did it again. There we go. Window. Window. And... window. You must still be attached to the grid just fine, otherwise you would have said you were unhappy with me. Okay. That works, and then want to copy the same deal. That'll be a block times 2. Another block there. There. And here, I think. don't think I'll have enough steel plate. Maybe. Nope. Okay. That's not too bad. I think that'll work. And then, actually, I don't have my paint gun on me. Why not? Probably because I died before. Let's grab you and you. And kind of see how it's gonna look if I paint these darker. No. That might work. Let's try that. Damn, that thing takes a while to paint. But yeah, if I paint the beams dark, kind of accent with the lighter gray, I think that'll work. Look like they're darker than the landing pad. Did I do a different gray? No, it's the same one. Yeah, definitely gonna put some lights, and I was also thinking if I put a light on the backside shining at the voxels, that might be kind of cool. I don't know if I want to do a floodlight necessarily, because that's kind of overkill, I feel like. Oh, I didn't know we got new lights on the update. What do you look like? Okay. Those look cool. They don't attach, unfortunately, to that side of the beam block. Those are nifty. They're like interior lights, but more modernized. I don't know. On the sides they do. Oh, actually they do here too. These don't really illuminate, right? Because they're not actually like a light. I might be able to incorporate those a little bit, but I would like to put a light there. Do the floodlights. Those attach. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. And just, yeah, dim them way down. I was just gonna leave them, but I'm gonna weld them up all the way because I know I will forget about them and never do it later on. Yeah, the little square lights and the round lights from the Prosperity DLC. I didn't know that there was new lights in it. That is pretty cool. I'm gonna bring your... make you a little bit cooler. Density way down. That might work. Radius down. Shit, maybe 60. That's not too bad. Okay. Oops. There we go. Yeah, and then from out here, I mean, that looks really good. You can't even see them. Beautiful. As far as... Oops, there we go. Up here, do I want to... Actually... The contrasting color would look good if I put those here. Just to kind of get rid of the look of the structural platform. No, I think those can be white as well. Whoops. But what I could do... That. Take this again. Paint the windows black so that you don't see the frame quite as much. There we go. That makes a big difference, not seeing the frame as much. That's gonna be a big chunk to the
Energy low.
little base, I guess, too. That's nice. We will need lighting in here, though. Farm plots aren't going to cut it by themselves. But that should be pretty easy to do. I will want space for a piston setup if I do the automatic collection. So right here is where the troffer lights will come in nicely. And I can try to put them in good spots. So this is kind of an odd layout. I put them in line with that one. And then go every... So I'd want the next one to go here. I don't have the platform in yet. Yeah, I think it came out pretty well. See how many troffer lights I'm gonna need. Might not need too many. That's off by one. There. Start with two. I don't like using too many lights. If I can increase the radius and bring their intensity and stuff down, I'd rather do that. Fewer lights is usually better. So let's... And I don't want them to bleed through too much either. So if I go Troffer... And I give the... somewhat purple-ish. Let's try 12. Intensity down. 1 and offset to 1.5. Looks kind of funny because all the farm plots are more on the white side, so maybe I'll match them. Bring the top just a little bit. That's a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, just a couple, have a couple there, and then a couple more back here will be a lot. Not quite reaching to the front, but that's okay. As long as the actual farm plots are lit, that way if you're in here and you're looking out at the view, it's a grow up. And unless in meteor storms, they smack on the back of the asteroid, I think, and the explosions have light effects. If I actually bring these to this inner row, that way it's not bleeding off to the side as much. Okay, so Mickey just said his salvage despawned while hauling it back too. That's weird. Orange salvage marker. Which, that's what I'm wondering. I haven't seen it happen lately because I usually grind the salvage down, but it has like the little marker, the orange marker on it, attached to the salvage target. And I have noticed if you if you move the salvage and that tag is still on, it'll despawn a lot of times. That's why I usually clean it up, the salvage target, grind down a lot of the stuff that I don't need to actually bring back with me, and that usually helps. I don't know if that orange tag was still on it. Went to that location and it's gone. Oh, you didn't move the actual salvage target, you left the area and then came... Yeah, that could be a problem. Oh, no, you were carrying it. Okay. Yeah, usually what I'll do is... Yeah, the mag plate could be an issue. Sometimes you can weld pad it on. Yeah, even if you claim them, hack them, and name them, if that orange salvage target tag is still attached to it, it glitches out for some reason. Oh, no orange tags. I would try weld pad or merge blocking it to your grid. Then I don't know why it shouldn't disappear. That's very weird. A lot of the ones I've done, I've used the services terminal. Salvage targets are definitely tricky. That's why usually I'll grind everything down I don't need and then weld pad all of the bits together that I do want to keep, instead of the mag plate. Mag plates, I've noticed, have some issues. put those there instead. Plus these ones are facing the right direction, the other ones weren't. That isn't too bad. I think it works a little bit better closer up to the inside. Yeah, salvage targets are a pain in the ass. They definitely are. That works pretty well. Yeah, even the trash cleanup settings, if you're with the salvage target, like the player, it shouldn't be despawning. So I think it's despawning from some sort of glitch with the actual salvage targets and not due to the trash cleanup, because it was happening on the other server sometimes too. Start new again. I thought, don't you have a base? A base in space? I thought you had a base in space. That is pretty decently sized. I wonder... Lights on top also? Maybe eventually. But I like having these ones down here where you can see the beams. Kind of just glowing. And then I'll have to figure out something for the landing pads. I don't like how boxy this is on the bottom. So I'll probably figure something out to make that look a little bit better. But all in all, that is turning out pretty well. Plenty of farm plots for sure. Meteors wrecked most of it. Oh, your base in space? Yeah, the meteors are a bit of a pain in the butt if you don't have interior turrets. At least in space. But if you need some material to fix it up, as long, like if you're still able to spawn there, I've got plenty of material. I don't mind helping that out. Or providing some ammo for some interior turrets. I can make plenty of it now. Jesus, what kind of meteor storm did you come across? Alright, well, whichever way you go, if you rebuild it, I will provide ammo for some interior turrets for you. If you would like. And I think I might still go with that pipes from the ceiling coming down thing. That'll give it some more detail. I feel like if there was like 2 rows of pipes across the ceiling, I think that would look really good. Oh. Well, if you want to stay in space, I will gladly bring some interior turret ammo over for you. Just let me know. I will be on later tonight as well, but I am going to end the stream here. I'm trying to aim for around 3 hours on streams. I will be back streaming more than likely Monday, same time, 6 p.m. after my first day back at work, so that'll be fun. I appreciate all of you guys who stuck around and watched, and I will see you on the next stream.